Minister Narendra Modi is going to participate in the World Government Summit 2024 in Dubai on Wednesday. He will be the guest of honor and deliver the keynote address at the summit.
World Government Summit is some kind of a confluence of global leaders. I would say, in general, thought leaders.
Okay.
Whether it is political thought leaders or intellectual thought leaders, technical thought leaders, they all assemble here. The Prime Minister will be the guest of honor on the 14th of this month at the World Government Summit. The last time this honor was bestowed on him was in 2018.
Yes.
And perhaps he's the only world leader who has been guest of honor twice.
All right, DD India's correspondent, the Prime Minister's participation at the World Government Summit. Also, we know that he will be the only guest of honor who has been invited twice to speak at the forum. Help us understand how significant is it?
Well, good morning, Preeti. The World Government Summit have begun on the 12th of February, and today is the day of culmination. And perhaps it is indeed a significant respect that UAE has bestowed upon India. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been invited as the guest of honor. And as you rightly said, this is perhaps the only leader who has been invited for the second time. Remember, the relationship between UAE and India has been growing significantly over the last 7 to 8 years. Remember, this is the Prime Minister's 7th visit to the UAE. And this speaks volumes about how the relationship between both the countries have been growing. And yesterday we have seen visuals of how warmly Prime Minister Narendra Modi was welcomed by the President of the UAE. And also how the Prime Minister bestowed praises upon the president and the ruler of Abu Dhabi. So this in fact shows how the relationship, how the bond of both the leaders is just not diplomatic and diplomatic relationship. It's perhaps a personal relationship between both the countries. So the leaders of even Dubai have welcomed the Prime Minister. Yesterday we saw the Burj Khalifa being lit up in honor of the Prime Minister's visit to Dubai, which is today. So the World Government Summit is perhaps a culmination of thought leaders and global leaders from across different parts of the world. And this event is significant because it brings leaders, not just political leaders, but also thought leaders from across different aspects of life. For example, we saw just a few days back, in fact, on the 12th, the World Bank and IMF chief deliberating. We'll also have Sam Altman from the ChatGPT. So artificial intelligence, the future of mobility, sustainability, all these important aspects are dwelled upon in this World Government Summit here in Dubai. So given the fact that this forum is so important, that the Prime Minister has been given has been bestowed upon perhaps as the guest of honor to speak and deliver a keynote address today at around 12:20 to 12:30, which is the UAE time. So, this perhaps is a significant mark, another significant mark perhaps in the relationship between the UAE and India.
Yeah, so talking of the significant mark in the relationship between the two countries, Dipendu, now this is the 7th visit of the Prime Minister to UAE, and through every visit we've seen him rekindle the spirits of the diaspora settled there. Help us understand how over the years has the relationship between the two countries evolved?
Well, Preeti, as you rightly said, this is the 7th visit, and perhaps this is the 5th visit in the last 1.5 years, if I'm not wrong, of the Prime Minister to the UAE. In fact, the Prime Minister also told this to the President of the UAE yesterday when they were having that bilateral. We saw visuals when Prime Minister said, the relationship between both the countries have grown so strong that I have visited your country for the 5th time in the last 1 year. So this is how the relationship between both the countries have been growing. And remember, there have been multiple agreements that have been signed in terms of trade cooperation, in terms of economic cooperation, emerging tech, renewable energy, also in the aerospace sector, in the artificial intelligence sector. So much cooperation and mutual agreements and MOUs are being signed between both the countries for cooperation. And most significantly, yesterday you saw the Prime Minister also spoke about how Dubai, in fact, how UAE is going to adopt UPI, India's digital fintech sector, into the UAE. And this is in fact a significant mark, and perhaps this UAE will be the fourth country in the world after France, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and now UAE adopting India's UPI. So this also speaks about the growing relationship, and also the inauguration of the Hindu temple in UAE in itself speaks volumes about how the relationship has grown. This is the first Hindu temple which will be inaugurated today by the Prime Minister later in the day, and this of course marks a significant stride in the growth of the relationship of both the countries.
Yes, indeed. This will be an important engagement of the Prime Minister today in Abu Dhabi. You're there in Dubai, where the Prime Minister will be participating in the World Government Summit. Dibendu, let us also get more from you as to what are the expectations or the excitement of the people there in Dubai, because yesterday we saw Meghna tell us about how people in Abu Dhabi are, feeling with the Prime Minister amidst them. You're there in Dubai. Let us get more from you as to what is the excitement palpable there in Dubai as well.
Well, Preeti, yes, of course, the Indian community in Dubai are equally excited as they were in Abu Dhabi. But let me tell you, in Dubai, it's more of a business engagement. It's more of a government engagement of the Prime Minister, and there is no such community engagement which is planned here. But having said this, I spoke to a couple of Indian diaspora in Dubai yesterday, and they will be attending. In fact, the business community of the Indian business community in Dubai will be attending the World Government Summit. And I've spoken to a couple of people. They're very excited to welcome the Prime Minister. They're very excited to speak to the Prime Minister. What I'm told, they will also be having a meeting with the Prime Minister. The Indian business community of Dubai will be meeting the Prime Minister. They will be holding some talks and discussions with the Prime Minister. So, of course, they are very excited. And I've also spoken to people from Dubai who had traveled to Abu Dhabi to experience and to attend the Ahlan Modi event. So, the Prime Minister's visit to the UAE is, there is a lot of excitement amongst the Indian diaspora here. And remember, the UAE has a large amount of Indian diaspora, and people from all the 7 Emirates had traveled to Abu Dhabi yesterday to listen to Prime Minister Narendra Modi and cheer for him at the Ahlan Modi event.
All right. Thank you so much, Dibendu, for joining in with those details.